Unless you've been living under a rock or in a cave somewhere, you know that Notre Dame, sorry, the cathedral in Paris, France, has suffered significant damage. Thankfully, the main structure is still intact, as are the stained glass windows. However, the famous tower went down, and I'm not too sure about the bells. Anyway, there was significant damage, and I'm pretty sure some of it was irreplaceable damage. And had talked to several people who had actually been in Notre Dame, and they were all saddened and heartbroken that this had happened. And I mean, the destruction Notre Dame was a World Heritage Site, and the destruction or severe damage to World Heritage sites is nothing new. But I mean, ISIS had destroyed manuscripts and statues that were several thousand years old. The Taliban blew up old ass Buddha statues, and you know, hell, Alexander. It's if you want to go back even further, you know, Alexander the Great destroyed the historical capital of the Persian Empire. It's now a big ruin. I mean, cities get destroyed all the time, and World Heritage Sites get destroyed all the time. But this is different. I mean, Notre Dame is very well known. I mean, you can know nothing about the history or culture of France, and you still know what Notre Dame is. Just like you don't have to know anything about Egypt to know what the pyramids are. You don't have to know anything about China to know what the Great Wall is or the Forbidden City. And it's just really, really sad and tragic that this happened. However, there is something I found suspicious. I am not a big conspiracy theorist. I'm not. And, however, there is something that kind of made my antennas go up. There were about 16 statues removed from Notre Dame before it turned into an inferno, in less than a week before it turned into an inferno. They said they were doing renovations on the place, and that may have been why it turned out the way it did, because you know, maybe a wire sparked or something like that. Although according to one of my friends who has actually been in Notre Dame, they were lit by only candles. I've never been inside. I have sadly never been inside the cathedral itself. In fact, I've never even been to France. I wish I could have seen it before it was destroyed, but hey, that's life, I guess. But it is rather odd that, you know, they removed the statues before the building went up into an inferno. And we might see, you know, some interesting things happen in the coming days and weeks because the investigation is still young. I mean, they, to best of my knowledge, have gotten the fire put out, and they're just starting the investigation. It could be interesting to see who they assign blame to it. Because anybody remember the Reichstag fire? Hitler milked that cow on all four tits. And he did it until the cow ran out of milk, and when it made more milk, he milked it again and again and again. But anyway, it's simply ridiculous to think that, you know, people wouldn't destroy a World Heritage Site to achieve their own objectives. And nobody knows who started the Reichstag fire to this day. It could have been the communists, it could have been the social democrats, it could have been, you know, the Nazis, or maybe it could have been, you know, a wire just sparked somewhere. But all I know is that Hitler used it. And this could be a false flag operation. I'm not saying it is, I'm not saying it isn't, but it could very well be. Keep that in mind, people. Just keep that in mind, okay? I warn you, do not trust the government. Do not trust the American government. Do not trust European governments. Do not trust Middle Eastern governments. Don't trust Asian governments. Just don't trust the governments, okay? They're in it for themselves. Anyway, I hope you liked this. I hope you enjoyed my video. Be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Peace out.